Hey you guys, Erin here, today making a video about the sign of Taurus, okay? This video will mostly pertain to people who were born between April 20th and May 20th, meaning that the sun was in the sign of Taurus when you were born. But there's so much more to the natal chart. I mean, it's like perhaps the moon was in the sign of Taurus when you were born, or maybe you've got a lot of planetary activity in your second house of your natal chart. Taurus rules the second house. So this video again is about Taurus energy. So if you are a Taurus and you're finding that this information doesn't necessarily resonate with you, it's important to remember that there is so much more to the natal chart. Like, if Mars was right next to the sun when you were born as a Taurus, that's really going to change a lot of this energy, okay? So, Taurus is a fixed earth sign. That being said, it's like fixed. I mean, it's not super adaptable and it's not very forceful. It does things in a steadfast way. It might be difficult for a Taurus to change its mind. It likes for things to stay the same, okay? And by earth, I mean that it's like naturally grounded. There's a very like calm nature that comes through with the Taurus energy. And it's Taurus people might really enjoy being in nature or just touching the earth, doing things like gardening or sitting in the park or on a beach where they're actually touching the earth. That might feel very help a Taurus stay in that calm state that they love so much. Okay, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of love. So there's a lot of love that comes through with the Taurus energy. It could be very affectionate and cuddly. Taurus energy really likes to give hugs, like long hugs where you're really just in touch with the other person, or even like soft cuddly things, like a super soft mattress is perfect for a Taurus, like one of those like feather pillow top mattresses or something, or even soft cuddly animals. I know a lot of Taurus people that have a super cuddly dog or a cat that really likes to just come lay on their on their body and have them pet them, that kind of thing. That's very Taurus energy, okay? Furthermore, Venus also is very strongly associated with money and possessions, okay? So Taurus energy is it holds money and possessions in high regard, okay? It's like values. It has a lot to do with values. So if your sun is in Taurus, you might either obtain a lot of money and possessions in your life, or it could, it depends on how your sun is aspected. And what I mean by aspected is connections that your sun is making with other planetary bodies, okay? So if your sun is beneficially aspected as a Taurus, there's a strong tendency for you to obtain a lot of material things or money and possessions throughout your life. If your sun is in Taurus and it's got some very challenging aspects coming off of it, then you might be a Taurus that is incapable, or I shouldn't say incapable, that's not accurate at all. A Taurus that feels challenged in obtaining those money and possessions. However, they're still of high regard to you. You value them, and it's like part of your karma is finding a way to obtain the money and possessions that you do value so much, okay? And also when it comes to this possessions thing, I feel like I should mention, okay, for example, if your Venus is in Taurus, meaning that the Venus was in the sign of Taurus when you were born, again, Venus, well, it influences who we love and how we love. So your Venus in Taurus, you might be a little bit possessive over your significant other. Like, as in you feel just subconsciously, by nature, you feel that they're like a possession of yours, okay? Okay, so let's see. Taurus is symbolized by the bull, okay? And this has a lot to do with the stubbornness that can come through with the sign of Taurus. It's like, and I mean this, and having that stubbornness can be quite a quality. For example, if your Saturn is in Taurus, Saturn influences how we plan things, how we structure things, our goals, okay? So let's say you are not naturally talented in playing the guitar. You just don't have the natural gift of playing the guitar, but your Saturn is in Taurus and you want to learn how to play the guitar, you will learn how to play the guitar. It's like the stubbornness of, I will do this. I will do this. I will stick to this no matter how hard it is, and I will get it done. That's the stubbornness to it, okay? It can also, it's like, again, back to this fixed energy and you know, the bowl energy. It's slow, and it's stubbornness, as in like it doesn't want to give, it doesn't want to budge. You know, if the mind is made up, the mind is made up, and if you know this Taurus energy, you know, moves into an apartment, they're probably going to stay in that apartment for a long time. It's the stubbornness to it, and the fixed energy is like, oof, here I am. I'm going to stay here. Okay. Now let's talk about the erogenous zone of a Taurus. The erogenous zone is the neck. Okay. So if you are a Taurus, you probably really enjoy having your neck massaged or caressed or kissed. Okay. And it also, Taurus rules the throat. So Taurus energy, like people with Sun in Taurus or Venus in Taurus, may have a very nice singing voice or speaking voice, a lot of like soothness that comes through with their voice. However, because it rules the throat, there can also be a tendency for Taurus people to get throat infections, especially as a youngin, you know, as a child. There's a tendency for Taurus people to get strep throat, that kind of thing, okay? Now, Taurus, let's talk about some things that will help a Taurus just be in a happier, healthier state of mind, a happier, healthier well-being, that sort of thing. Okay, so Taurus birthstone is an emerald. Okay, so a Taurus would really benefit. Again, it's like wearing an emerald or carrying an emerald will help the Taurus stay in that comfortable state that they like to be in. You know, again, back to this like fixed energy that wants to stay where it's at. Perhaps you're a Taurus who, you know, is getting married and wants to stay married. Most people with a lot of Taurus in their natal chart, that's very common for them to get married and want to stay married for life. Carrying an emerald or wearing an emerald will really help that happen with some ease and grace. And to enhance that even more, Taurus's metal is copper. So, you know, I don't know, a copper ring with an emerald stone in it, something like that would be very beneficial for somebody with a lot of Taurus in their natal chart, especially somebody whose sun is in Taurus. Okay. Some things to bring a Taurus luck. The lucky day for Taurus is a Friday, and lucky numbers are 4 and 6. So perhaps you're a Taurus who likes to gamble or, you know, play the lottery or something like that. You might want to keep that in mind. Friday's your lucky day, and you might want to work with those numbers 4 and 6 to obtain your money that you so desire. Okay, and also flowers. Again, back to gardening. If you're a Taurus and you have a garden, I strongly suggest planting some violet or poppies. Those are your lucky flowers. They will bring you luck. Or if you can't have a garden, carrying around like dried up poppy leaves or violet leaves in like a little net bag, you know, put it in your purse or your pocket or whatever. That will also bring you some luck. And also just bring the Taurus energy to the frequency that it likes to be at, okay? Now, Taurus energy can have a tendency to put on weight, okay? Taurus energy loves food. especially Sun in Taurus and Venus in Taurus. Okay, so that's just something to be mindful of. But furthermore, to help with that, there's a particular cell salt that's dedicated to Taurus, and that is sulfate of sodium. Okay, so what this cell salt does is it helps keep the water in the body balanced. Okay, and that just, I mean, is a very subtle, but it's very important that a Taurus does get plenty of foods with the sulfate of sodium in it. Just off the top of my head, asparagus is very high in it, onion, cranberries, spinach. But honestly, you know, depending on your taste, what you like to eat, you might just want to do a quick internet search to find out what foods are high in sulfate of sodium, and that will help keep the body just overall in balance. Okay, it also will just overall. I mean, it helps with the liver, it helps with the kidneys, everything. So something to remember. Now, Taurus energy, just overall. I mean, it's one of my favorite energies to be around. It's again calming. Like I at one point in my life was going through some very, very difficult times, some very emotional stuff. And I have a friend who has a lot, she's a Taurus, and she's also got her moon in Taurus and some other things in Taurus. And it was really nice to, you know, go to converse with her because of her patience, her ability to really listen to what I had to say and staying calm, you know, not getting too wrapped up in emotions and not getting too angry or frustrated about things, you know, that I had to say, things that were going on. It's just a very calm, balanced, practical energy. In fact, I really wish I had more Taurus in my own natal chart, because it's so naturally grounded. It's such a lovely sign. So if you're looking for a partner that you want to stay married to for the rest of your life, or just somebody that is calm, Taurus might be the kind of person you're looking for. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you would like to learn more about the sign of Taurus, learn anything about astrology, you'd like to book a reading with me, you can, well, I'll post a link to my website in the description of this video. It's usually below. But other than that, you can also send me an email at ErinWaageAstrolology@gmail.com. That's ErinWaageAstrology astrology@gmail.com. I'm also fairly active on Instagram. My screen name on Instagram is imaginal_cell, or you can just find me under Erin Waage on Instagram and send me a direct message that way. I just have not been that active on Facebook lately. You can find me on there, but chances are if you send me a message, I probably won't see it on Facebook. So those are the best ways to reach me. So anyway, I hope to hear from some of you. Namaste. Lovely day to all of you. All right.